Well, I do thank the member for Boothby for her question. She's a strong champion for those Australians who need the support of our social security system in her own electorate. 17,957 who rely upon the age pension, 3,963 the disability support pension, 3,547 New Start. And all of that is delivered through spending $176 billion on social security and welfare. In fact, a number that's risen from $132 billion in the last full financial year that Labor had responsibility for these matters. And we've done that while moving the budget towards balance and surplus. That is good financial management. We've got the social security system back to a sustainable position. Under the previous government, it was growing in expenditure at twice the rate, roughly, that government revenues were growing at. That is unsustainable, and we've fixed that, Mr Speaker, and we've done that through basic managerial disciplines, setting out a plan, executing against the plan, capability and competence with managing money. Now, that is something that Labor has a proven record of being hopeless at. It is no surprise that when you gather together people who are chosen for their skills as union officials, so their core skill is shaking down money from business, like the donation from Unibuilt to the Leader of the Opposition's campaign. When you gather together people whose core skill, whose background is being student activists, so they're good at holding protests and waving signs. When you gather together people whose core skill is being a social justice warrior and showing you how many coloured bracelets they've got on their wrist to show how caring they are, it turns out that people like this are not actually very good at management. And that's why the budget blew out by $16 billion on the cost of detention centres when this hopeless rabble were in control, supposedly, of the budget. And now the key point, Mr Speaker, is that that is $16 billion which is not available to support vulnerable Australians, which is not available to support older Australians with the age pension, which is not available to support Australians with disability because they've lost control of their expenditure. And yet Labor today is going right back to their core beliefs, their mismanagement of border protection. They're going to vote with the Greens to go back to ending offshore protection. That's what they want to do, and that is terrible news. Terrible news for Australians who want secure borders. That's terrible news for vulnerable Australians because it means less money available to support them, and it's terrible news for the people who invariably and tragically are going to end up as the innocent victims of people smugglers, and people will lose their lives as a result.